Alrighty, I'm back.
All right, we're live, Tim. Good evening, everybody, and welcome in here on the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. You just heard the voice of Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
Hello. I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself, buddy?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. We are live here at the Kern Raceway with the Short Track Rivals Racing Open Setup Pro Late Model Division. Practice session is coming to a close. Looks like about 18 cars have taken a time, and there's a few other cars in the session, so about 21 cars expected here. Jacob Folds so far, the quickest lap time around Kern at a 13 flat. Cameron Tucker at a 13:02 as this practice session is going to wrap up. As one car decides to head off of the racetrack onto the mini dirt oval part here. As we're switching over, put the timer on the board. 5 minutes on the clock for these drivers to come out and set a lap time in qualifying. First on the racetrack here, Jason McManus. On our end, it shows the 7, but his number on the door says 47. So we'll see what sort of lap time Jason puts up here on lap number 1. Looks like he's going to use the outside out of turn number 4 there. Across the line, he turns a 14:35 on lap number 1. Cody Nevin a 14:42. Clayton Kluhl at a 15:07. We'll check on Jason's second lap. Across the line, and he runs the same lap time, believe it or not, on lap number 2. How about that? You don't see that very often. Travis McDonald's on the racetrack in the number 88 machine. He completes lap number 1. Travis runs a 15:39 on lap number 1. Well, here's the hot driver in the series, Cody McDonald. He just ran lap number 1 at a 14:72, good for 6th quick. A little bit of a different paint scheme for him tonight. Coming across to complete lap number 2. See if he picks up on lap 2. No, lap 2 isn't going to count for Cody, so he's going to have to settle for a 10th. Jordan Tucker on the bottom part of the racetrack, coming across to complete lap number 1. Lap number 1, 8th quick for Jordan Tucker at a 14:56. Lap number 2 for Jordan. Does he pick up any there? No, a little bit slower lap 2, so he's going to be credited with 8th. Landon Norton on the speedway in car 22. One of the league admins, Dana Burdick, in the chat. He said he wasn't able to make it tonight, Tim, and he's going to be watching right alongside us here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Lap number 1 for Landon was a 14:57, good for 11th so far. Let's see as he completes lap 2 here. Does pick up to a 14:46, good for 6th quick. Dawson Tone across the line to start lap number 1. Sean Cottrell also on the speedway ran a 15:29, good for 17th. Dawson Tone's lap 1, a 14:57, good for 12th. Nate Walker also on the racetrack right now as well. Lap number 2 for Dawson. A little bit slower on lap 2. Here's Nate Walker Machines, showing 8 on our time and scoring, but he's got 16 on the door. And lap number 2 for Nate was a 14:51, good for 10th quick. About a minute and 20 seconds left. There's still a few other drivers that have not put a time in. We'll keep an eye and see if they decide to head out onto the racetrack. Nate's just running a few extra practice laps, it looks like here, which nothing wrong with that. Blake Bailey has decided to head out on the speedway in the 111 machine. Driver out of Bunker Hill, Illinois. As he's running the top line here. Across the line. Lap 1 goes to quick time for Blake, a 14.30. How about that? 1 lap and done for Blake. 14.30. What do you think about that, Tim?
It looks like he's coming right back out to try and best it.
Yeah, I guess so. We reset into the pit lane. He's the only driver on the racetrack right now. I'll keep an eye on that, see what he does here. I don't know if it'll count this lap or not. No. Yeah, actually it did. A 14.41, so just a tick slower for him. That's going to wrap up qualifying action. Blake Bailey, your quick time here tonight. Car 111. Heat 1 is heading out onto the racetrack right now. Starting lineup, row number 1 is going to be Blake Bailey and Cody Nevin. Row 2 is going to be Cameron Tucker and Landon Norton. Row 3 is going to be Zach Rogers and Nate Walker. Row 4 is going to be Ryder English and Cody McDonald. Row 5 is going to be Ty Dickinson and Eric Hudson. And row 6 is going to have 1 driver, and that's Ashton Farr.
Two heats, 8 laps apiece, 3 go straight to the feature.
2 heats, 8 laps apiece, and you said 3?
Yep, 3 go straight to the feature.
All right. Looks like Ashton Farr may not make the call here to start this first heat race, so we're going to start this heat race with 10 drivers. Double file here for a couple of quick pace laps. We'll be underway. Remember, the top 3 spots here are the most important. To make sure you transfer into the feature, which I think, with where the driver count is, I don't think that's going to matter, because we have only about 20 drivers registered here tonight. Nonetheless, green flag goes in the air, and we are racing here from Kern Raceway. Side by side, Blake Bailey, Cody Nevin through turn 1 and 2. Zach Rogers with an issue in the back. We're green for now, and the yellow flag does get displayed here for the first time. Let's see if we can decipher what happened here into turn number 1. Well, looks like Zach gets up on that berm. Nate Walker, the 777, also way up on the berm. Ryder English trying to miss it, spins around. The 67 machine also a part of that as well. Looks like Zach did decide to tow. There, the field's going to double file back up. Cody Nevin did get the race lead there, so he is the control car on this restart. Slowly works through the corner. Nevin fires. We're back underway. 4 laps to go in the heat, and they're side by side for second. Norton and Blake Bailey. Bailey with a little bit of a blink there out of turn 2. He's got Cameron Tucker right behind him. Another blink there on the inside. That's Cody McDonald. Uh-oh, one around a little further back. That was Ty Dickinson. He comes to a stop. That is going to bring the yellow flag out. Here, we'll go back and take another look at this. I just caught it at the top of the picture there as the cars were working out of turn number 4. And it looks like Ty got some help from Ryder English. English was carrying a little more momentum. He just tags him in the left rear, spins that car out. Well, I think it's time for Mr. Tim Henderson to bring us to green for the first time tonight. What do you say, Tim?
I'll love to do a green-white checkered.
Yeah, I figured so. Pace truck peels off here. Take it away, Tim.
Oh, my keyboard. Alright, here we go. Cody Nevin. Behind again. I got it. Cody Nevin's our leader. He's pacing the field at 40 mile an hour. Working his way through 3. He launches. Great launch on the outside. I believe that is Landon Norton. Slides up the track and takes over second. Battle on for third. Battle for fourth. Side by side for second. Real quick contact for third. Blake Bailey. Contact again with him and I believe that's Cameron Tucker. More contact between the two.
Yeah, they're having a bit of a disagreement there. Cody Nevin, Landon Norton, and Cody McDonald are our 3 transfer cars, but Blake Bailey and I think that might have been Cameron Tucker, a little bit upset there. They were really rubbing on one another through 3 and 4, so we'll have to see how that pans out the rest of the evening. Heat number 2 already onto the racetrack behind the pace truck. Row number 1 is going to be Jason McManus and Blake Steele. Row 2, Matt Taylor and Clayton Kluhl. Row number 3 is going to be Jacob Folds and Jordan Tucker. Row 4, Dawson Tone and Brandon Holden. And row 5 is going to be Sean Cottrell, and Travis McDonald. Yeah, Tim, that was very interesting to see. I mean, they really were fighting for that 3rd transfer spot.
Yeah, they fought for it so much. They both, I believe they both lost it.
Yeah, Cody McDonald snuck right through there, I think, on the inside, and was the 3rd transfer car. So neither of those 2 drivers benefited from that whatsoever, unfortunately. Two by two. Jason McManus fires away. Green flag goes in the air for heat number 2. Blake Steele going to challenge him on the inside through 1 and 2.
Wow. Well, he went around.
Yep, the 91
Jacob
machine.
Folds.
Well, we've seen the initial starts so far in both our heat races produced a yellow flag. Let's go back, take a look at Jacob Folds in the number 91. Was beaten and banging off of Jordan Tucker and just couldn't get into the corner, and the car came to a stop, and everybody tried to avoid him, and there was some contact made, but I think everybody's going to be able to continue and be just fine. Well, now Jacob Folt's got to go to work a little bit harder here to try to get to that top 3. As the pace truck heads off. McManus gets to fire first. He does so, and we're back underway. Looks like we were side by side for third. Matt Taylor, Clayton Kluhl, now 3 wide. Jordan Tucker throws his car onto the inside. Be careful, drivers. Dawson Tone has to check up a little bit. Oh, very, very tight out of turn 4, and Jordan gets the boot from Dawson Tone with just nowhere to go for Dawson with so much momentum, and spins Jordan right on around. That brings out another yellow flag. With a green, white, checkered pretty much left. Here to finish off this second heat race.
A little bit of deja vu. It seems like this race played out exactly like it did with the Heat 1.
Yeah, so if you're
Caution lap 1
yeah.
and a green, white, checkered.
If you're watching at home, sorry if it does feel like deja vu, because it is very similar to how Heat Race 1 panned out. And also, I forgot to mention it, if you're watching here live with us on the Buckeye Racing Network, please let us know who you're rooting for. As always, hit the subscribe button so you'll know every time we go live here on the network.
Don't forget the little bell.
And the bell, absolutely, Tim. Green flag goes back in the air, just 2 laps to go. Blake Steele maybe going to try to make a move on the inside. I think Jason missed the top. Blake Steele does get through on the inside, but we have an issue a little further back. 2 cars around out of turn number 2. That's going to bring out the yellow flag once again. May have happened somewhere with Dawson Tone. Dawson Tone gets to the inside. It was just 3 wide, and the car on the outside pinched down, and there was 2 below him, and I don't think he knew it. The 29 does spin Dawson all the way around. He makes some contact with the outside wall. The 25 machine, also a part of that, getting a little bit of damage as well. Yes, Blake, we certainly agree, and it had to have been wild for you as well behind the driver's seat. Two by two. We're going to try once again here to get this second heat wrapped up. Blake Steele fires. Green flag goes in the air. We're going to have to watch out behind. I heard some contact already. Travis McDonald up into the wall. He stays out of everybody else's way. Jason McMahon is going to follow Blake Steele on the inside through 3 and 4. A little bit of contact out of 4. White flag goes in the air. McManus on the top, Steele on the bottom. Can McManus get the run out of 2? No, he doesn't. They switch it up here through 3 and 4. Flagman has the checkered flag in the air, and Blake Steele's going to win Heat 2. Jason McManus second. Matt Taylor's going to bring it home there third. Jacob Folds and Clayton Kluhl 4th and 5th. Nice pickup for Jacob after dropping to the back after his spin early on there in that second heat. All right, no consolations here tonight. We got the 5-minute warm-up session here for our drivers. And we're going to roll right into feature action here at Kern Raceway. Blake Steele's got a pretty good machine. Jason McManus is running really well. You know, we'll have to keep an eye on Cody McDonald. He has the hot hand here in STRR of late, so we'll have to keep an eye on him as he moves his way through the feature in just a few moments. But this is the first time here on the Buckeye Racing Network we've been to Kern Raceway, so it's been interesting to see this racetrack and how drivers can navigate their way around it. What's your early thoughts on Kern, Tim?
Pretty interesting track. It's the first time I've actually really seen it in action in the sim. Can't wait to see what the future holds for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the beginning here with, you know, all the drivers all grouped together on the initial start is going to be a little tricky to navigate just because, and both of the heat races we had issues into turn 1 and 2 on the initial green flag, so we'll see if the drivers can navigate that here to start the feature. I know it'll be a little bit tougher, but we'll see how they navigate it. No surprise, Blake Steele up to the top of the board at a 14:41. Zach Rogers just popped up to 4th at a 14:59. Got some Black Diamond Mafia fans in the chat. Honestly, I don't know if I'm too familiar with those. Susie, could you elaborate on who is part of that? Are you familiar, Tim?
I am not. I am not well educated.
I am not either, so maybe Susie will get back to us to let us know who's part of Black Diamond Mafia.
Oh, it looks like Nate Walker, Jordan Tucker, Cody Nevin, Blake Bailey. Looks like everyone.
Oh, yeah? I just got a message. Tyler Dickinson, who's also in here racing tonight, just popped in the chat and said Matt Taylor and Ty Dickinson are part of Black Diamond Mafia. Thank you, Tyler, for the response. We certainly appreciate it. Now we'll know going forward.
Well, Black Diamond is on all the what looks to be a fuel cell.
Oh.
I don't know if that's
Very interesting.
the Black Diamond Mafia, but it looks like there's a Black Diamond logo. And I believe that's what it says, but I don't know if they're two coincide or they're the same thing or not.
More interesting storylines as we roll along. Shelby Steele says, let's go Blake Steele. So, and he's quickest so far in the warm-up. Was really good in his heat race, so I'd say he's got as good a chance as anybody here tonight. As our warm-up session is coming to a close.
Well, I gotta be the one to do it to you. I allowed you to get the one up on me. So now Who is your driver to watch this race?
My driver to watch, I'm going to be keeping an eye on Cody McDonald. He's been on a hot streak here with STRR. That's going to be my pick tonight. How about you, Tim?
I am going to be watching Blake Steele.
Blake Steele, that's going to be a good pick. Row number 1 here in our feature is going to be Cody Nevin and Blake Steele. Row 2 is going to be Landon Norton and Jason McManus. Row number 3 is going to be Cody McDonald and Matt Taylor. Row 4 is going to be Nate Walker and Jacob Folds. Row 5 is going to be Ty Dickinson and Clayton Kluhl. Row 6 is going to be Blake Bailey and Jordan Tucker. Roll back to the next part of the grid. Row 7 is going to be Cameron Tucker and Dawson Tone. Row 8 is going to be Eric Hudson and Sean Cottrell. Row 9 is going to be Ryder English and Travis McDonald. Row 10 is going to be Zach Rogers and Brandon Holden. And row number 11 is going to have one car, and that's going to be Ashton Farr, and I don't think he's going to make the call. He wasn't here for the heat. So 20 drivers for 30 laps here tonight. Stacy Benton says, let's go Nate Walker. There's a Nate Walker fan out there as well. And Ty ends up saying, no, their team completely forgot about the fuel cell deal. So it has nothing to do with the fuel cell.
Alrighty. Well, then I stand corrected.
But honestly, interesting perspective, though, because I have not paid enough attention to know that's what sticker was on the back of the fuel cell. So that's, very interesting. You picked up on that right away.
Yeah, I cheated a little bit. Gotta love the chase cameras.
Ah, yeah, the chase cameras will do that. All right, we're ready to go here. Cody Nevin fires, and we're ready to rock and roll at Kern Raceway for 30 laps. We'll pan back through the field as quickly as we can just to make sure everybody gets through turn 1 and 2 okay. Looks like we do. Back up front. Nevin's going to lead lap number 1.
Oh.
Blake Steele chasing right behind him. Be careful there around 5th and 6th. And we do have a yellow flag out. Uh-oh, Dawson Tone brings this yellow out. Let's see what happened to him. See the 24 machine up around the high side. Oh, it happened in front of him. Clayton Kluhl, big contact into the outside wall. Dawson nowhere to go. Hits Clayton in the right front. Probably broke the right front suspension. The 777 also couldn't check up in time. He makes contact with Dawson Tone in the 24. So big accident on the front straightaway.
Yeah, it looks like just a checkup. It happened even ahead of Clayton in that 12 machine. Looks like someone got up the track just a little too far and then kind of worked their way down, or tried to work their way down, and it kind of checked the outside lineup.
Yeah, it sure did there. Hopefully those drivers, it looks like, Clayton is sitting in the pit lane still. Not sure if he's called it a night or not, but the field's now 2x2. Cody Nevin elects the outside. He is the control car. He fires, and we are back underway. Green flag. Blake Steele on his inside. 3 wide here. Nate Walker. No, that's not Blake Bailey. That's Jacob Folds and I think, others. And my goodness, Nate Walker kind of gets turned. The whole front clip gets knocked off of that race car as the yellow flag came out. Some drivers were just not checking up at all. Sean Cottrell, Travis McDonald maybe with an issue here. Oh, the 12Z got sideways, and those two make contact, and the 25 of Sean Cottrell gets turned around. Now you see Nate Walker makes a hard right into the pit lane. Try to get some service done on that machine. Looks like Nate Walker and Cameron Tucker both had to go into the pit lanes there, back onto the racetrack. Now, picking up at the tail of the field. Pace truck has peeled off. Back to doubled up. And they've called off the restart. Pace truck's back on the racetrack. We're going to at least have another lap or so. Of caution for these drivers. Be careful, Blake Steele on the inside. Nevin fires. They're a lot closer into turn number 1 this time. Steele on the inside, 3 wide, just a little further back for 6th. Nevin with the advantage for now. Norton into 3rd, 1 up into the outside wall. I think, the 25, hard contact. A little further back, his car, he got turned. And that's what's going to bring the yellow flag out. We're going to take a look at Sean here, as he's already making contact with the 12. Man, it is havoc towards the back of the field with runs and everything else. His car was not turning. He gets up into the 53 machine. The 53 turns him across his nose, and Sean makes hard contact with the outside wall. Unfortunate start to the feature for Sean. He's been involved in a couple accidents already. Ty Dickinson heading into the pit lane for some repair. He gets a fast repair, I believe, and is going to head right back out onto the racetrack. Looks like the admins have decided to switch to a single file restart here to see if it helps things out. We are back underway. Good start for Nevin. Battle maybe brewing here for 3rd. McManus had a look to the inside of Landon Norton, and he settles back in. Blake Bailey, Jordan Tucker, side by side. This is battle for 8th on the racetrack. Cars battling back here. Zach Rogers, Eric Hudson was side by side. This is for 13th and 14th. Got to be careful. Quick check back up front with our race leader, Cody Nevin. He's up to a half a second advantage over Blake Steele. Landon Norton here in 3rd, being chased down by Jason McManus.
I'll tell you something. These leaders are only about a half corner away from the guy, the back runners right now.
Yeah, Sean Cottrell's coming out of 4, and here our leaders are coming out of turn 4. So if we stay green, lap traffic is going to play effect with the end of this feature here tonight. As the battle is on for 3rd, for a moment, McManus had a look to the inside of Norton. Going to try it again here out of 4. Nothing doing this time. Oh, he's there now, but was mindful that Norton was on his outside. No contact was made, so clean driving so far there for the battle for third. Blake Steele going to have a peek to the inside of Cody Nevin. Nothing doing there. And Cody has caught up to the back of Sean. It's interesting to see what Sean does here. Hopefully he gives the leader a line and he stays where he's at so the leaders can make their way around. Sean's going to go down into the infield and get out of the way of our leaders.
Uh-oh.
I heard uh-oh. What do you see out here, Tim?
I think I got dragged out of Discord and then back in.
Cameron Tucker here, Nate Walker side by side, kind of a hornet's nest, 13th, 14th, 15th all together, and more contact was made. That's not too far, but that's about a straightaway in front of Cody Nevin, our race leader.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Blake Steele hot on the tail of a race leader. What'd you see, Tim?
Big checkup out of Cameron Tucker. Trying to check up for Zachary Rogers and just stacked. I believe that's Zachary Rogers was the lead car. Then you had Cameron Tucker in the middle and Nate Walker all made hard contact. I don't see much damage to either of the vehicles as Nate Walker continues to make a little bit of contact, gets by. Cameron Tucker tries to slide all the way up.
Well, we got a battle right here, right in front of that, right inside the top 10. Jacob Folds, Ryder English banging off each other here out of turn 4, and the yellow flag is out. I believe it's going to be Eric Hudson in the 777. Machine comes out of turn 4, just got into the outside wall, and then car comes to a stop on the outside of 1 and 2, and that was enough to bring the yellow flag out because he stopped right before the leaders were there. So that was enough for the caution to be shown. Well, Tim, I say the single file restart there was a winner because we got into a good green flag run. Stuff kind of spread out a little bit, but there were still battles in various spots around the racetrack. Battle right there in the top 10 and the battle for 13th, 14th. And of course, we're always checking in on the leader. "17 cars still running on the racetrack. Eric Hudson, Sean Cottrell, and Clayton Kluhl have called it a night. As we're all single file, now we are inside of 10 laps to go. Every restart from here on out will for sure be single file. Cody Nevin fires, and we're back underway. First side-by-side battle. Cody McDonald had a peek to the inside of Blake Bailey. Blake Bailey now looking to the inside of Matt Taylor. Out of turn number 4. Taylor with the advantage as of now. Bailey still going to hang tough on the inside. Let's see what happens this time out of turn 4. Taylor's going to have a little bit of a run. Bailey, really good entry there into 1. Slides up across the nose of Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor going to try a crossover into turn number 3. Nothing doing this time across the line. Now 6 laps to go for Cody Nevin. He's up over the cushion just a little bit. Blake Steele is hot on the bumper. Man, you know what's very interesting to see? These left front tires are kind of being carried through various spots of the corner. The car's kind of popping a little. Blake Steele, a big run through the center of 3 and 4 and was able to get underneath of Cody. Steele almost able to slide up in front of him, but not quite there in 1 and 2. He's going to settle back in line. Try it once more. Another great run out of turn 4 for Blake Steele. Just 3 laps to go. Blake Bailey looking to the inside of Cody McManus. Nothing was doing that time. Battle on behind him. Cody McDonald inside of Matt Taylor. That's for a battle for 6. Just 2 laps to go, and Blake Steele is on the inside of Cody Nevin. Can he make something happen on the inside? Cody's on the cushion, going to have the run out of turn 4. White flag goes in the air this time. Nevin slides the car up, makes contact with the wall. Blake Steele taps him in the bumper. Out of turn 4, checkered flag in the air. Cody Nevin wins at Kern. Blake Steele's going to come home second, and Landon Norton going to round out our podium. Good run for Landon here tonight. Finished exactly where he started. Ryder English is going to be our biggest mover tonight, our hard charger. Up 9 spots from his starting position. Going to finish 8th is going to be Ryder English, starting 17th in the feature. Let's get a look at our final race results. We already talked about our top 3. 4th is going to go to Jason McManus. 5th to Blake Bailey. 6th to Matt Taylor. 7th to Cody McDonald. 8th to Ryder English. 9th to Jordan Tucker. 10th to Jacob Folds. 11th to Dawson Tone. 12th to Zach Rogers. 13th to Cameron Tucker. 14th is going to go to Nate Walker. 15th is going to go to Ty Dickinson. 16th to Brandon Holden. 17th to Travis McDonald. 18th to Eric Hudson. 19th is going to go to Sean Cottrell. 20th to Clayton Kluel. 21st to Ashton Farr. All right. Hopefully we'll get a word in here with our top 3. I'm going to look to see. Well, in the waiting room so far, we've just got our 2nd place finisher, Blake Steele. So while he is here, we'll go ahead and get a word with him. Hey, Blake, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
All right, man. You bring that car home in 2nd, right where you started tonight's race. And, man, it looked like you were really eating up Cody there at various parts of 1 and 2, and especially out of turn number 4, because you ran about a car lower than he was and were just getting really nice runs out of turn number 4.
Yeah, I definitely like here though. If you get the run, you can't really do anything with it unless you just got the faster car, and I wasn't that much faster, so it's hard to pass here at Kern, but we'll take 2nd.
Absolutely. Another fantastic night for you here. Tim, you have anything to ask Blake?
Yeah. How was the track? What was it good enough for a quick battle early on, or was it better on later into the run?
It's hard to say. They threw a big curveball at us because we were in the warm up and the track was running. It was pretty slick, and then right before the feature, they changed the track, so everybody was scrambling trying to get a change on their setup to try to get it to readjust to the tacky, but it ended up still being slick and widening out at the end. I think trying to pass on a tacky track is definitely trying harder than, trying to pass on a slick track, but this track's 1 lane all the time, so it's hard to say.
Well, Blake, good run for you here tonight. Before we let you go, who would you like to thank?
Elite Performance Industries, WR1 Sim Chassis Victory Fuel, and Jason Robertson Knife Sales.
All righty, man. Well, congratulations finishing 2nd. We'll let you celebrate it.
Thank you.
That was our 2nd place finisher, Blake Steele. Looks like Landon Norton has popped in, so we can get a word here with our 3rd place finisher here tonight. Hey, Landon, Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, man. You bring that car home in 3rd, right where you started the night. tell us about your evening a little bit and whether you like to run in up top or down low.
Yes, sir. It was really fun. I always get around Kern pretty good. The heat race really is what set the feature off to a third place finish. Pretty slick there in the heat race. I'm glad they reset the track. I don't think I'd have ran where I ran. I was pretty slow in the slick, but yes, sir. I definitely like the top line better than the bottom in the feature for sure. Top line was definitely fast.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of you guys running up top and having good runs out of the corners up there. Tim, you have anything to ask Landon?
Yeah, Landon. You brought it home third. I know it was probably tough to pass, but you think you could have made any passes? And when do you think you could have made them?
Uh, it's kind of saving tires to start the race because I knew that it's going to eventually slick off and it's going to come down to whoever had the most tires. But it was pretty much a one-lane racetrack all night. But I don't think I had enough speed to get around Cody or Blake. They're two really good drivers and up on the wheel. But I think Blake gave it a run right there at the end. I was just kind of hoping one of them might make a mistake so I could sneak in second or possibly take home the win. But it was a very good race up front.
It sure was, Landon. Well, before we let you go, who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank Team Maxig Mafia, Team owner Nate Walker, Blake Bailey, all the boys back in the Discord. It was we had a fun night over there in the Discord, and all our sponsors, Speed Ranch set up for the setup, Slick Sauce Media, Watkins Detailing, and Forza Designs for the wrap. My wrap always looks good, and Jacob Harris for showing me what iRacing was and kind of showing me the ropes.
All right, Landon. Well, congratulations again, finishing third. We'll let you celebrate it.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night.
You as well. All right, now we'll get to talk to our race winner here tonight, Cody Nevin. Hey, Cody, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Copy that.
All right, man. Awesome run for you in the feature. There, you finished right where you started. That's always got to feel good. But, man, I know Blake definitely gave you a run for your money in the closing laps.
Yeah, no, definitely. He was all over the back of me. We went a little higher on air pressure than we probably should have. Um, I'm just glad it stayed top because if it would have went bottom, that would have been all she wrote. I probably would have fell back to fifth at that point. My right rear was cooked.
Yeah, we've
But,
seen. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, shout out to Blake. Not only running second, but running me clean as well, because he could have definitely moved me if he wanted to. So big shout out to him for that.
Absolutely. We love seeing the hard but clean racing for the lead. Tim, you have anything to ask Cody?
Yeah, changing it up quite a bit. When we had the double file restarts, uh, where did you feel most comfortable launching?
In the heat racer where we had the cautions, the bottom was really slicked up, and I knew the top had some moisture left in it, so I figured I'd stay up there and let the tires grip up and fly her off in the tack. And then in the feature, I switched up a little bit. The top and bottom were about even. I know Blake was on a little bit higher gear than I was because before the track got reset, we set up, me and my teammate Jacob Foltz, we set up to, I mean, pretty much roll bottom middle throughout the whole race, and then the track reset, and then we were kind of both sitting there like, well, crap, what do we do now? So we changed gear. And yeah, so the bottom and middle, or the top and the bottom for the restarts weren't as big of an issue in the feature, but I definitely felt more comfortable launching on top because you can get that swing momentum. But yeah, Blake went on a higher gear. I'm gonna assume he had a little bit less air in the tires too, and yeah, we're just lucky to hang on to first, man. Honestly, Blake had a hell of a run, and he definitely is fast, if not faster than us tonight.
Well, Cody, before we let you go, who would you like to thank?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'm gonna shout out my grandmother watching at home. Big shout out to her. She's always been big support of me doing this iRacing stuff. And my grandfather, I lost him about a year ago. He was my inspiration for racing. Him and myself, we went to the races quite a few times together, more than quite a few times, hundreds of times. And yeah, so now grandma's sitting watching at home, and when he was around still, he'd watch me from home. So I gotta give a big shout out to her for still doing that. Love you, Granny. You're amazing. So big shout out to her for doing that. NLRA, Nick Linnett Racing Association, Nick's the man, all the teammates back over there at NLRA, Jacob Dustin, Steven, Tanner Tomasi, Bo, Austin. I had so many guys over there. If you want to check us out, go over to Facebook, facebook.com/iRacingNLRA. Go check us out. We're maybe adding some team drivers. It's a good community Discord. If you want to have fun and hang out, we play all sorts of games in there and stuff. Spy Glassware, CNEV Track Pep, Fubar Cannabis, Speed Ranch E-Setups, Ultimate Dirt TV, Brett Wheeler and the gang over there, DKeef Speed, MB Customs Race Cars, Fox Shocks, XR Northern Storm, DRC, just everybody that helps it get it done, man, for us, and you guys broadcasting over here at Buckeye. I appreciate you guys. Love going back and watching, and the guys over at Short Track Rivals are putting on the league, man.
All right, Cody. Well, congratulations on your win here tonight, and we'll let you celebrate it.
Yeah, thank you, man. More Busch Lights tonight. Thank you, guys.
There you go. That was our race winner tonight, Mr. Cody Nevin. All right, Tim. Well, as we're wrapping things up here at Kern Raceway out in California, any closing thoughts for you?
Yeah, awesome race. I wasn't too sure about the single file restarts, but it provided a great long run, so I can't doubt it anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. The single file allowed us to get to some green flag racing. We actually had to deal with some lap traffic. Leaders had to navigate that just a little bit, and it provided some good racing throughout the field with various battles all throughout the top 10 and the entire field. Well, congratulations again to Mr. Cody Nevin, and so happy to finally come to the Kern Raceway out here and do a broadcast. It was the first one for us here on the Buckeye Racing Network, so really excited for this event. And up next on the Buckeye Racing Network, we're kind of going to be off a few nights. We'll be back live on Monday night with the Regal Promotions Esports A to Z Veterans Woodworking 360 Sprint cars for their next race. That'll be next Monday night. And, of course, next Tuesday and Thursday night, be back here with the Short Track Rivals Racing League for their Fixed 358 division on Tuesday night and the Open Pro Late Model division on Thursday night. Those two events, all of those events actually live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. That way you'll know every time we go live here on the network. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night.